Well, hi everybody. Boy, the news was full today. The news was full today, wasn't it? Um, Let me get this thing on me right. It seems like I guess just overwhelm for everybody, and I don't have a doubt in my mind that Trump's not doing it all on purpose, making everything so overwhelming and committing crimes weekly, daily, probably hourly, if the truth be known. That's just the ones we hear about. And I don't know. Elise Nadler today probably finally came through with exactly how I feel, even if they never get him impeached. To show that there's any rule of law left, they're going to have to start impeachment proceedings, and the quicker the better. And anybody in the House that doesn't vote to go through with this, people ought to keep them in mind the next election. Because if they're not voting to go through with this, to hold up for the Constitution and the rule of law, then they're not interested in our democracy. And if they don't think there's been enough done to hold this impeachment to get it started, uh, not technically, but to get it legally started so they can get their hands on this information, then they don't have any business in the House. And we know 99% of everybody in the Senate don't have any business there anyway. Maybe not 99%, but very close. So, gee. Well, as much as I hate to, let's start out with something fun. Let's start out to see if, because of Stormy Daniels, that they're going to end up actually getting the tax returns. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something to get those tax returns? That would really be something. That would make me feel good. I'll tell you what, we can't, like Lucy in the football, they can't keep stealing it every day, all day long. I mean, they're so blatantly committing crimes. I was bitching about the news media is walking around pretending like nothing's going on. But I'm beginning to think the House is almost there. Not all of them. I'm not picking on all of them. But I'll tell you what, there needs to be some big changes in our government. And I don't think going back to the same old as before Trump got in there is going to be any big changes in our government. I don't think it's going to have anything to do with changes our government. That's why I think that all this crap they're pushing on all this corporate media is bullshit. Talking about if we go too far to the left that we'll lose. I think if we don't go to the left, we will lose. I think we need something to fight for, something different to fight for, something to get people energized and get them out there. And that will definitely get them out there. So, Hillary Clinton, what's they call that, 5.0 or something like that. It didn't work last time, and that's what it'd be if they end up putting Biden in there. They got to get somebody that's going to excite people and move people, and it is not going to be Hillary Clinton 2.0. That's what I was trying to think of. Oh, wow. I'll tell you what. I could blame it on my age, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to quit blaming things on my age and start thinking I'm doing pretty damn good for my age. Anyway, we're going to start out with something fun. So let's see Are they going to get the, and this isn't even the Southern District, this is, okay, they've been talking about it all day, but another place in New York where they're subpoenaed for like 6 years of taxes or something like that, at least 4, of Trump's to do with this Stormy Daniels stuff. I think Manhattan, and let's see if they're gonna get them. Let's see if they're gonna get them. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! This is the first one out, so it looks like yeah, they're gonna get them. Now let's see if it tells us any more about it. Hope it doesn't say. Oh, and it's going to show a whole bunch of theft. A whole bunch of theft is what it's going to show. They're going to get them, and it's going to show a whole bunch of theft. And the foundation is the 4 of Swords. So yeah, they're Republicans, and Trump himself is just sweating. What do they call it? You know what they call it, but I don't want to say it out loud. But man, they're just sweating tonight, worrying about this coming out today. This is something that looks like Barr isn't going to be able to block. And if he can't block it, I don't know how else they can do it. So, yeah, this is coming from New York. God bless New York. Then we got, in the recent past on this, we got the 9 of Wands, yep. This is Congress, this is the House, just feeling like they've been literally staked down. But you know, they're not really. That's one thing about this card that I was told many, many years ago when I first started studying the cards. This is the 9 of Wands. We lay it over here. I don't want to get too much light on here, and then you can't see them in the light because they glare. But this is the 9 of Wands. And I was told many, many years ago that this wasn't as much of an imprisonment or embattled and closed in as it looked like, because once the person decided to, they could turn around and pull one of these stakes out. It's not like a heavy fence. It's just a stake in the ground. So I feel like this is the House. I still feel like the reason nothing's being done in the House is because there's a lot of people in the House that have a lot to say about it. And I'm not talking about Jerry Nadler, bless his heart. He finally came out for right today. There's a lot of other people and people above him that I just don't think they want this investigated. They just want it to go away. They want to have an election and put Trump out of there and want everything to go away because they don't want anybody into their business, and I think their business are going to end up in there. If they do a real investigation on the Trump, the Republicans, and what's going on, there's going to be a lot of Democrats coming out in there too. And I've always been a Democrat. I'm not talking bad about them. But some of those people that's been in there too long. Look at that Kavanaugh stuff. Look how long that the Congresswoman from Dianne Feinstein sat on that, because she's so old and shaky she don't want to do nothing, but exactly like it's always been done, when she should have come out with that stuff on Kavanaugh right away. She should have got a hold of people. She should have got it out in the open. And I think anybody younger or anybody else that didn't think they had to go by all the old rules, which is really the old money, who's filling their coffers, I think they would have brought that out in time where it maybe could have been investigated. At least Kavanaugh wouldn't have made it in there. They might have put somebody in there worse, but I don't know how in the hell they would have put anybody in there worse. He's such an asshole. But anyway, and they brought up those deals, and here I'm not even reading on him, but they brought up those deals, the old movies of him and the things he said, when they were during his hearings and stuff. And the whole time that I watched those, I sat there and literally my stomach hurt for his wife. But not because she was being embarrassed, because her husband was being accused, but because you could tell by the look on her face that she knew damn well he was guilty of every bit of that stuff. Every bit of it. And maybe some of this stuff that's going to come out of this intelligence community is about him getting his gambling debts paid off by the Republicans. They all got mysteriously paid off right before this hearing and stuff came up. So maybe that's the information that the intelligence committee's hiding. But anyway, let's not go there. We're switching all over the place, and I shouldn't have stopped in the middle of the reading. But this is on, are they going to get the tax returns out? And this is for the past card, and I don't think nobody's been trying hard enough in the past, but God bless New York. And in the sky over this reading, the present now is justice. Oh, wow, this looks really good. This is the justice card in the sky over this reading. So I would say, yes, they're going to get those, and I think they're going to get them quicker than they even thought they were. And they said sometimes this stuff, and when they do, even though we won't know what's in them, it's going to bring the house down. Those tax records are going to literally bring the house down. And I know that Donald Trump's going to try to start a war before they even come out. Just anything to take. I knew this was going to happen. I knew when his polls started really dipping, if it was before the election, he'd start a frickin' war. I knew from the time he got rid of that Iran deal that he was going to try to start a war. And he's been working on it ever since then. And he can go around two-shoeing it, I don't want to start a war. It's everybody else around me. Well, why does he have people around him that he can get to go to war in 2 seconds? It's because he doesn't want anybody around him that's going to listen to anything but what he has to say. But we know that. But anyway, look at this. Here's the tower, and that's in the near future. This is in the near future. So I think they're going to get that right through the courts for those taxes. And it looked like it was something that could be done in about a week. They were talking about how long it would take. It could take like 2 days for one and 3 or 4 days for the return on it. And when they do come out, they're going to look deep. We got the hermit here, and we got him shining the light. They're going to shine the light into all this corruption. Light's going to go into all this corruption. And I'm going to be mad at myself when I look at this video and find out that by moving that light back over this way a little bit, it blurred the cards. Because if I get too much light on them, they don't show up. It goes from showing them pretty good to them not showing. So, and when they shine that light on him, it's going to be so bad that they're going to, here comes the offer again, the one that Donald Trump don't want, but it's an offer, and I'm pretty sure it's for him to leave office. And I know I say this every time it comes up, but it's still an offer. It's an offer he don't want. And this is a great card. It's a hero plant. It's government. This is his hopes and fears. This is the hopes and fears going on, that the government will find out that, I don't mean just Donald Trump's men and the men around him, but they are going to find out what in the hell's been going on through these tax returns. And this is the hopes and fears card, so this is what we're hoping that they find out, and it's what Trump's terrified they're going to find out. And then the outcome was the Four of Cups. Um, I drew this upside down, and when I look back, all my cards aren't upside down. So I don't think this is so much about the people being happy that they got these tax returns. This is the family card upside down. And I think what this is showing, that when these taxes come out, it's not going to just be on him, it's going to be on his whole family. It is. It's going to get the whole family. And so that's what I came out with on the tax returns, that they're going to get them. It's going to show all the thievery. Trump's already laying awake tonight worrying about this. This is what's gone on in the past. They haven't been trying hard enough. Justice is what's in the sky. That's what's going on, and it's time for justice to start working for the little guy in this. Then we got the tower coming down because of this, and right next to that tower, before these cards are over, that's where the family card is. Then we got up here the Hermit really shining a light on it. We got them making him another offer to get the hell out of there, an offer he don't want because it's also upside down. And then we got the next one's the Hero Plant. That means that the government's, whatever, the House is going to at least find out what in the hell's going on with these. And it's going to implicate the whole family. So this is some good news. And this is what the cards are saying, and I'm glad they're saying it. And I'm really happy about it.